Hello? Hi, I'm so sorry. Hala, what happened? Oh, forgive me. At nagkaroon po na naman tayo ng technical mishap. What's happening here? I'm back. Pasensya na po. I had to reboot my laptop kasi po nawala talaga. And I'm back. Anyway, once again, welcome to Buhay Online. Sorry po. Pagkagin na lang kasi itong na tumatalon-talon tong aking setup dito. But anyway, I'm back. So, yesterday we were talking about how we can fortify ourselves. Diba? Kasi talaga nowadays, health talaga is wealth. And as sabi ko nga, lahat tayo nasasanay na we're living with the virus situation, not only in the Philippines, but all over the world. Everyone's contention is parang we're trying to live normally with the virus. But how can we protect ourselves more, diba? Kasi, we, in a lot of countries, like America and Europe, hindi na sila nagmamask, right? But me, I still do when I go out. Dito sa Pilipinas din, marami nang hindi nagmamask. But iba yan nga yung issue dyan, kung tatanggalin na altogether yung pagmamask o hindi. I think dapat hindi because we are still experiencing, infections and the spread of this Omicron variant. So, I think parang Taiwan tsaka Japan, kahit na like sa Taiwan, mababa na infections, kunyari, they were living with uh, normally in Taiwan for the past 2.5 years, 2 years till recently. Yan nga, nagka-Omicron, may lockdown na naman sila because parang yung ginawa ng China, nag-lockdown because they want to contain the virus para kahit na gano'ng kakunti lang infections in the 2 digits lang sa Taiwan, 3 digits sa China, pero nila-lockdown nila kasi nga ganun, that's the way to deal with the virus. Patayin mo doon, segregate, di ba? Yun na nga sa Pilipinas, napaka-longest lockdown, di pa natapos-tapos. Pero bumaba na nga ng konti after before the elections, di ba? Biglang umakyat ulit. We expected that. But anyway, so how do we protect ourselves, okay? Unang-una muna, bago ko sabihin ulit yung mga tips on how to fortify ourselves, how to make ourselves healthier through eating properly. Just a bit of a news po tungkol sa eskwela. The Commission on Higher Education, or the CHED, cannot force colleges and universities to impose full implementation of face-to-face classes. Ito po ang sinabi ni Chairperson Prosper Rivera III kahapon. Hindi talaga naman, kasi like I was telling you, diba? Even if the government has already allowed face-to-face, marami pa rin kasing schools and parents na not so keen about letting their kids go back to school face-to-face because the virus is still out there. We cannot require all schools to do face-to-face because there are schools that have been doing distant learning and flexible learning even before the pandemic. Ito pong sinabi ni Rivera in a press conference. He made a statement when asked if CHED will also impose a mandatory resumption of full in-person classes like the Department of Education. Rivera added that CHED is unlike the basic education program that has almost uniform curriculum. Okay? Higher education ito, mga college, diba? Some degree programs really need a lot of face-to-face, especially skills-based programs. Yun na nga, yung medicine, dentistry, ganyan, may mga lab. While other programs can be delivered by flexible learning, so we are leaving it to the universities to decide what is the appropriate mix. Siguro dapat distance, blended learning. On Tuesday, the DepEd said starting November 2, all public and private schools shall have transitioned to 5 days of in-person classes. Yan po sinabi na sana by November 2, pwede na lahat pumasok ng 5 days a week. No school shall be allowed to implement purely distance learning or blended learning, except for those implementing alternative delivery modes as provided in DO 21 S219 Policy Guidelines on the K-12 Basic Education Program. NDO 01S2022, Revised Policy Guidelines on Homeschooling Program. Okay? Naliban na lang sa mga yan. Okay? Alright? Tapos, tungkol naman po sa status ng surge ng virus, okay? Metro Manila registered 637 new COVID-19 cases yesterday. Independent Analytics Group of the Research reported. Okay, I'm still okay. All right. Okay, so mga the 637 cases in the capital region are included in the 1,604 fresh infections recorded nationwide. Of the new cases in Metro Manila, 112 are in Quezon City. O yung laki number. Of the research fellow Dr. Guido David said on Twitter. Okay. New NCR cases by LGU on as of yesterday. Ano itong balita po? July 13, new reported cases. Sa pinakamataas, Quezon City number 1 with 112. Palaging Quezon City City of Makati 110. O dalawa lang ang lamang ng Quezon City. City of Manila 73. City of Pasig 52. City of Las Piñas 41. Taguig City 37. City of Parañaque 34. Pasay City 33. City of Mandaluyong 30 infection 31. City of Marikina 30. City of Muntinlupa 29. City of San Juan 15. City of Valenzuela 15. Caloocan City 12. Pateros 5. City of Malabon 2. And City of Navotas 2. Mababa doon Makati trailed Quezon City with 110 fresh infections. The remaining local government units in Metro Manila posted less than 100 new cases. Below is the breakdown. Manila 73, Pasig 52, Las Piñas 41, Taguig 37, Parañaque 34, sinabi natin, Pasay 33, Mandaluyong 31, Marikina 30, Muntinlupa 29, Valenzuela 15, Caloocan 12, Pateros 5, Malabon and Navotas 2 lang. Okay? Nung Tuesday po, Fellow David said that the rise of COVID-19 infections in Metro Manila may be close to peaking or may have already peaked. Kung nag-peak yan, na herd immunity. Alright. So, ito pa yung matagal ko nang gusto pag-usapan because my child is active there. So, nakaraan na ToyCon. ToyCon is the toy conference. Tinatawag. Cosplayers at mga anime aficionado. Ano ako both. All of the above. Diba? Anyway, dun po sa ToyCon, you're going to see unique and limited costume art toys. ToyCon's creators Ali gives you the chance to own limited drops of hand-painted vinyl and resin figures from young upstart creators. Okay? Doon mo po makikita yung mga maliliit na figures. Okay? And also marami pang iba sa ToyCon. I had to approach the glass case, remove my eyeglasses and blink twice just to be sure that I was reading the right price. It was 87,000. Alright? I even asked the staff to confirm it. So, ano tong sinasabi nito? This was for an MOC or mint on card Lion of Thundercats figure, which I think came out in 1987 or 88. I know this because my brother had the exact same figure. Only ours was way more battle, more for fighting with rebels. minus the sort of moment and with a lot of more paint, chips, and bites. Beside Lion O was an original MOC Tequila Masters of the Universe figure. The box followed from yellow from years of storage, but still with an eye-watering price of 22,500. The lower shelf had several G.I. Joe vehicles, one of which the Oz Striker had 92,500 price tag. Compared to the prices of the new toys kung mga collectibles po, which nagbebenta po sila dito toy ka nag-auction. The collectibles range from somewhere to the tune of 10,000 to 50,000. It may not be much, but for someone who grew up at a time when G.I. Joe figures were sold for 60 pesos and Motu were 110, it makes us think that dapat tinago ng mga anak natin yung memorabilia na yan. It's worth a lot already, right? Yung sa anak ko, we just kept them in boxes and play with them. Siya, nag-imagine siya ng lahat. Kasi isa lang. I didn't or couldn't buy any of them, but I did spend a good 15 minutes at the toy shop booth, my very first step at ToyCon PH22. Oh! So, it's first time pala ng writer. Nag-attend ng ToyCon. Yung anak ko palagi nag-attend. Kasi nga, anime and cosplay official. Alright. Pasensya na po. Ako'y nag-hiccup. Pardon me. Excuse me. Okay? So, the good thing about the Philippine Toys, Hobbies, and Collectible Convention, okay, aka ToyCon Philippines, is Asia's biggest and longest running convention for toys and collectibles, with cosplay, comics, gaming, and digital entertainment, providing a good venue for fans and collectors. Okay? Unlike the pre-COVID years that included a lot of side events and meet and greet with international celebrities, it returns in a much smaller scale this time and venue, which we'll talk about later. But I do like how they went back to basics and focus on the toys and collectible aspect of the convention. Because that's true. Not a lot of people are playing anymore. Buying figures or those model airplanes, but that used to be the thrill of my niece Bianca. Wala na yung physical laro eh. Pero yun na, yung D&D na game na nilalaro na ng kuya ko, ng brother ko, na na-pass on na to my nephews. And they're all playing D&D, that's Dungeons and Dragons. It's like, it's a board game. Originally, board game po yun. Pero ngayon, board game pa rin siya, pero may digital component. Siyempre, nag-evolve. Okay? Okay, so going back to ToyCon. Okay, unlike the pre-COVID years that included a lot of side events and meet and greets with international celebrities, it returns in a much smaller scale and venue, which we'll talk about later. But I do like how they went back to basics and focus on the toys and collectible aspects of the convention. Mas makikita niyo sa ToyCon na to, yung Bautista 5, yan, animated. Bautista 5 has been a central symbol of ToyCon. And beloved robot again takes center stage this year for the biggest Bautista 5 licensing and merchandise exhibit in collaboration with Telesuccess Production Inc. Early birds, or at least the first day attendees, had a chance to own only one of only 300 pieces of the Bautista 5 Mecha Streetwear series, designed by Kensuke Creation and manufactured by Rylax Customs. The 10-inch hand-painted resin statue features the giant robot wearing a lifesaving vest on top of a slick dark blue hood with white joggers and sneakers. Okay? There are also licensed t-shirts, posters, and just about any kind of Bautista 5 figures and merchandise in lots of booths. So yan po yung nangyari sa ToyCon. Kayo po ba? Ano ba yung childhood toy nyo? Meron ba kayong G.I. Joe or stuff like that? O wala na kayo, naabutan nyo na lang. Makalaro ay swipe, ganyan. Well, there's also art toys that were featured in ToyCon. For those looking on own unique and limited custom art toys, thus ToyCon's Creators Alley gives you the chance to own limited drops of hand-painted vinyl and resin figures in your abstract picture. Okay? Alright. Okay? So that's it, no? Yan ang mga side events pa sa ToyCon to give guests a break from shopping. ToyCon Philippines online had held online seminars, live auctions, uh, and live stream tips from Lazada as well as the NFT workshops and bullet punk Bitwars art from Smart Signature. Also included in the program, okay, were a toy art and toy customizing competition, a cosplay contest, and celebrity appearances from the cast of Darna, including Jane De Leon, Joshua Garcia, Zaijan Hanadi. Siyempre naman, besides hunting for toys, I also had fun looking for the booth of my two toy suppliers like Art Toys, Kobe Comer, GGPPP, Collector's Toy Box, Ark and Hobby, etc. They say they never meet their heroes, but it's great to have them my toy dealers. And hopefully, it gives discounts now that we've personally met. Okay. Ano po ang bad na nangyari sa ToyCon? Sa ToyCon? Big crowd, small venue. Okay? Maliit na, masikip na yun. Recent years naman kasi, I mean, the past years, sa Mega Mall ginagawa. Sa laking hall. Or sa SMX, ang laki din mo. So, ano nangyari? On the first day, they announced a total of 9,000 guests. Imagine, ang dami talaga nagpunta. On the second day, there were already 9,000 guests by 1 p.m. Wow. One of our friends said it was already MRT train rush hour levels of crowding. Kaya nga sigurado yung anak ko nagpira. While another guest compared it to being in Divisoria during Christmas season. Ayan po, ganyan talaga po ang surge pagka ToyCon. Malaking event po yan. Sa Amerika po ang ToyCon is attended by international people. May celebrities talaga in the gaming world, sa the fantasy world, and anime. Okay? So, talk about rubbing elbows, people walking face to neck mixed with all kinds of scents. Those wearing full face shields and what looked like gas masks had the right idea. There's still COVID naman kasi talaga. So, huwag tayong maging kampante because there is COVID pa. Pwede pa kayong mahawa. Nahawa na nga yung pamangkin ko ulit. For the second time, both of them had COVID. And it's because they go to work every day. They go out of the house. Okay? Hindi mo maiwasan. Kailangan magtrabaho, right? So, protektahan mo na lang yung sarili mo. Okay? Despite the repeated announcements over the mic, which you barely hear, there's very little you can do when they keep letting more people in. Okay? The only place of refuge, the Techiemommy, is the toy exhibit, where there were less people and the aircon was much cooler. This was not the toy con to bring your kids to. Dahil maiinip ang mga bata, mag-iiyak doon sa init. Tapos confusing pa daw yung layout. The crowded venue and the confusing layout of the booths made it even harder to hunt for toys. There's a Funko Pop area near the entrance, but there are also other Funko Pop booths scattered all around. I think it would have been better. Mas mabuti pa kaya if they created mga separate area. Kunyari, separate nila yung vintage toys, anime manga, souvenirs, action figures, and art toys. Bakit hindi ba nakaseparate? Eh, lagi namang taon-taon nakaseparate yun I think the only group that was together in one area were the comic book artists. A better layout which would have controlled the flow of the traffic. Well, I was not there, so I didn't really see what the layout of the setup was for it to irk this writer to thinking it was really inconvenient to be a toy con. Okay? The crowded venue and the confusing layout of the booth make it actually even harder to hunt for toys. Ang hirap na talaga. It was a good thing some of the shops had large strap signs to make them easier to find. The food stalls were located in front of the stage. Okay? Yung mga food stalls na harap ng stage. Which I think is okay. The only problem was there were only a few standing tables and no chairs. Paano magkita kakain sa harap ng stage again? So if you decided to order a rice meal and a drink, good luck finding a spot to eat. Totoo naman. Ayan, surviving ToyCon. So, Anong natututunan sa pagpunta sa Toycon? Mask up and make it double. Yes, face masks are mandatory, but if you're going to Toycon or any other indoor events, I suggest you wear double and make sure you are wearing those surgical ones like K95, K94, and not just ordinary cloth masks. Okay? Yun nga. So, yan na pa yan. So, yun ang nangyari pa sa Toycon, right? Masikip, medyo magulo daw yung pagkaayos. Para hindi raw chinecheck yung mga vaccine cards. So they didn't, sabi ng writer ni hindi chineck sa kanya. This is not the time talaga for family bonding. Yung mga iba kasi nagdala ng bata dahil papapili na ng laruan. Don't bring your kids. They will just fuss about the crowd and they wouldn't even enjoy looking at toys. There's a booth that sells these miniatures for 50 pesos and below, and it was so packed you couldn't even squeeze in to get a good look. I almost stepped on a guy who was sitting on the floor, sorting out the figures he needed. Sabay na. Nalampak na lang kahit saan, di ba? I had the list of the figures I needed, and I already knew their current prices. But to be sure, I was getting a good deal. I checked out their prices online. Okay? So yan po yung mga binentanong kaibigan, yung kaibigan ko natin. This way, I could haggle for the lowest price without making a fool of myself. For lowballing. Ano kasi lowballing para kang nalitinda na sa tindahan. So itong masayang nakuha niya sa Toycon, sabi niya, I got an No2 battle cat for 800, usually priced at 1499. Wow. A despair figure for 500 from 850, not bad. 4 pieces Batman Hot Wheels for 550, and a Marvel Legend Retro Hercules for 1,000. A good deal since it sells for 1,500. But the price expected to go up because of the Thor movie. Okay. Well, so yun na po yun. Doon po sa Toycon, ganyan yung nangyayari, may mga exhibit, but sometimes may performers din. Okay? So on that note, I bid you adieu on that aspect. Well, ito naman, pay using an e-wallet. Alright? This is not for everybody. It's case to case. If you want to limit your process, I suggest you only load a specific amount on your e-wallet and leave the cash in your credit. Leave your cash and your credit card at home. Paying via e-wallets is faster and more convenient because you don't even have to worry about counting change and stuff. Okay? You can also monitor what you bought. Alright? Very good. So, that was my take po on Toycon. Sa mga nagpunta ng Toycon. Sana nag-enjoy kayo kahit na medyo may kaguluhan. Okay? Okay, so going back to Elon Musk and Twitter, di ba? Nagyabang-yabang siyang nag-offer ng 44 billion only to retract it last week. So now, naapektuhan na yung stocks ng Twitter, naapektuhan na yung kanilang followers. In fact, some of their employees already moved to the other channel. But itong Twitter, kasi diba, supposedly bibili sila ni Elon Musk ng 44 billion. Eh, umuro. Twitter's future uncertain as it faces messy breakup with Musk. Okay? Ayusin lang natin my graphics. Tapos na si anime. Okay, you're done. Alright, so what was I saying? Okay. Twitter's future is uncertain as it faces messy breakup with Musk. So yun nga, bilang umatras si Musk sa pagbili ng Twitter after magyabang na papalitan niya yung idea ng tao. Tsaka pwede lahat mag-post. Oh my God, kakata. Alright. Courted and jilted by the world's richest person, Twitter looks well positioned to win a court battle with Elon Musk over a $1 billion breakup fee and more. But the company will not emerge. Yun ang sinabi natin, pinul out na niya yung kanyang pagbili. Okay? So the entire saga has left observers baffled. So yan po ang pinaka-latest na nirecap ko lang na inatras na ni Elon Musk ang pagbili ng Twitter. So naapektuhan na yung stocks ng Twitter, naapektuhan na lahat ng empleyado, may mga palis. Pero yan po. So we don't know, ang future ng Twitter ay so-so. It's up in the air. Let's find out kasi nidemanda nila si Elon Musk kapag trust. Pero if ever they're awarded, yun na, billion, ang inisingin nila ay $1 billion. Sa 44 billion na supposedly bibilin sila. Okay. All right. Okay. So, there you have it regarding that. So, ngayon, punta na po tayo dun sa ating issue about habits that reduce stress. Kasi we're dealing with stress in this pandemic. We're dealing with it every day. Yes, what are you looking for? Ang ating under there. The earbuds. No. Si Buknoy, kinukuha niya yun eh. Tanong mo sa kanya. Siya ang kumuha nun, yung maliit na gano'n. Dati. I don't know. But anyway, thank you so much. Anyway, so, okay, we're talking about how to reduce stress in this pandemic, right? Lifestyle habits na kailangan nating baguhin para makareduce ng stress, right? Okay, let me just, here you go, all right? Let's talk about how to reduce stress. People have been living in a storm of stress during the ongoing pandemic and political turmoil, which has had a negative impact on our well-being. A little bit of stress is good and essential for survival, pero syempre yung severe naman at the prolonged stress can increase the risk of mental health issues, stress-related diseases kagaya ng cardiovascular disease, diabetes, depression, pati Alzheimer's, cancer, tsaka yun na nga yung mental illness. Chronic stress, yun ang sinabi natin kahapon yung difference, no? Ng pandemic stress na naging chronic stress na. Chronic stress is thought to contribute to excess inflammation throughout the body. It plays a critical role in the onset and progression of stress-related diseases, along with elevated levels of the hormone cortisol. Okay? May mga concerns po tungkol sa consistently high levels of cortisol, which include elevated blood glucose levels, pagtaas ng blood sugar, weight gain, increased appetite, respiratory issues, hypertension, saka yung suppression of the immune system. Ito pong isang Philadelphia-based na dietitian, si Ms. Felicia Porasa, sinabi niya that yung pagda-diet, importante po yan sa pag-relieve ng stress. Stressed out clients find natural ways to improve. Yung mga kliyente niya po ay naghahanap ng mga paraan, natural ways to improve our overall wellness. There are natural ways to improve our overall wellness. Okay? Si Dr. Caroline Master, a New York City-based endocrinologist naman, always talks to her patients about managing stress. It's unbelievably important for the sense of well-being. Okay? So, ano ating mga pwedeng gawin, no? Na natural ways para mag-relieve ng stress. Okay? Ito na. Sabihin na natin. Number 1, try meditating. Okay? Sabihin ng ibang tao, ano ba yan, yoga? Well, parang ganun na nga, right? Meditation practice leads to decreased physiological markers or stress in a range of populations. According to a 2017 systematic review and meta-analysis of 45 studies, specifically, meditation can help to lower cortisol levels, blood pressure, and heart rate. Right? A consistent meditation practice also helps us better respond to stressful situations. According to Ellie Burrows-Gluck, Vedic meditation teacher and the co-founder and CEO of Mind MNDFL, a meditation studio sa New York City that also offers live-streamed at-home practices. Yung parang yoga nga ako. So, para mag-meditate, okay? To meditate, all right, paano? Simply bring your full attention to your breathing. Okay? Parang pumikit ka, isipin mo yung paghinga. Okay? Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. So, inhale sa mouth, exhaling through the nose. Ganon, okay? When your mind starts to wander, come back to your breath without judgment. Ganun pala po, okay? So, pakinggan nyo yung breathing nyo, or ramdamin nyo yung pag-breathe nyo. Breathe through the mouth, inhale. Nakaka-relax. So, exhale through the nose, okay? So, in that sense, makaka-relax kayo. Magka-calm down kayo through that. Yun pala. Okay? So, inhale, exhale. Inhale through the mouth. Exhale through the nose. And close your eyes and concentrate on your breathing. Do that in siguro mga 5 minutes. Hanggang sa mag-relax kayo, mag-calm down kayo, mag-stress kayo. So, yun pa yung sinasabi ng breathe, di ba? Pagka naha-hyper ka. Okay, so number 1, okay, is meditate. Try meditating. Number 2, find a hobby you enjoy. Okay? That can mean practicing an instrument, painting, cooking, or playing with your children, or anything, any hobby. Okay? Makaka-relieve yan ng stress. Find a hobby you enjoy, okay? Isali niyo yung mga anak niyo sa activity na ito. Anything that takes you away from day-to-day concerns is helpful for lowering your stress level. So, take your mind off the stress of the triggers, okay? Kung trabaho man mo yun, you know, pagkatapos ng trabaho, siguro, pumunta ka sa yoga class or sa bahay ka mag-meditate or take up a new hobby, okay? The key is to focus on what you are doing to block out the rest of what is going on, okay? Some people play piano. Some people love to be. I love to cook to distress. That is my distressing. I cook. It's therapeutic for me to cook. So I love cooking and then I enjoy it when people enjoy my cooking. Ayan ang aking activity to relieve stress. Stress reliever ko po ang pagluluto. Between what I do, because most of my job is done online. I teach, I speak, I write. So, ayun nga, walang masyadong activity. So, yung pagluluto ko, pag tumayo ako, magluto, ayan, nakaka-distress. Okay, number 3, schedule daily movement or exercise break. Importante rin yan talaga. Kahit sa sedentary life na to, na nangyari nga itong paako na to, dapat talaga lalakad, diba? Lalabas, mag-exercise. Engaging in a regular physical activity is a great way to help manage stress and strengthen your immune system too. Aerobic exercise, which increases heart rate and the body's use of oxygen, okay? Yan po ay nakaka-boost ng levels of endorphins, which work directly on opiate receptors in your brain to reduce pain and boost pleasure, okay? Yun pala, yung endorphin. Sorry, but pag nag-orgasm po ang tao, yung sabi, yan po, it releases endorphins, okay? At nakaka-reduce ng body stress, okay? Especially adrenaline and cortisol. Okay? We advise people to engage in aerobic exercises for 30 minutes, 3 times per week, kung pwede, no? Aerobic exercise allows the muscle and liver to remove glucose from the bloodstream, increases metabolism, and can improve sleep patterns, all right? Try riding on a stationary bike or simply take a brisk walk. Yan ang chance ko dyan. Well, I have a bicycle here, pero actual bisikleta. Pwede na kaya itong bakal na baka. As long as you are pushing yourself. And if you don't want to go outside, you can just walk around in circles in your apartment, your bedroom, while you talk to people. Yun talaga. Habang kalakad-lakad. Ako rin, isa pang thrill ko is to wash plate. Maghugas ng pinggan after eating. Okay? So do something. If you are able to take 23,000 steps in a day by walking and conversing at the same time, okay yun. No? So yan po yung iba ngayon, yung mga smartwatch natin, lahat yan ay inaano, diba? Diba? Lahat yan minomonitor. So, ayan, so ilang steps ka na, so ilang steps ka na. Today, 342 steps pa lang. Anyway, so the next thing is to boost intake of stress-reducing foods. Boost intake of stress relieving reducing foods. Ang mga pagkain like salmon, trout, mackerel, anchovy, sardines, and herring are a rich source of stress-busting omega-3 fatty acids, known as DHA or docosahexaenoic acid, DHA na lang, and EPA or eicosapentaenoic acid, whatever. Vitamin C rich foods like red and green peppers, oranges, grapefruit, and kiwi may be helpful in lowering psychological stress and blood pressure, according to ako. Hindi ako nagkukulang sa vitamin C. I fortify myself. Antioxidant ang tubig ko po dito ay cucumber and lemon. Tapos ang juice ko po dito ay gawa sa lahat ng citrus, dalandan, calamansi, and lemon mixed together with cucumber. That is my juice. Okay? And fermented foods like yogurt, kombucha, kefir, tempeh, and sauerkraut contain friendly bacteria known as probiotics. Ayan, importante. So, yogurt is important. Yan ang nakalimutan kong bilhin sa grocery kahapon. It has the ability to reduce stress and cortisol levels. Tapos ano pa? Avoid strict dieting. Oh, kala ko. Diba paano yan? Yung mga kaming mga nag-IF diet. Well, avoid strict dieting. Limiting calories to very low levels has been shown to increase cortisol levels. Oh my God. If you're cutting back on calories too much in attempts to lose your pandemic weight, you may actually be doing your body more harm. Oh my Lord. Eating enough carbohydrates is important too, since they prompt the brain to make serotonin, a neurotransmitter that has a calming effect in the body, according to McKittrick. On the flip side, diets that are very low on carbs can boost cortisol levels. Oh my Lord. It's also important to avoid long stretches without food. Na hindi, paano yan? Parang pinapertain na nga nito yung IF diet in 16 hours with no food. Doing so can cause drops in blood sugar, which can cause irritability and worsen stress, according to McKittrick. Kaya pala, irritable pala yung nag-IF. Try to eat something every 4 hours or so. Ayan, cut back on caffeine. Oh my Lord, ito ang isang mahirap kong gawin. Ang coffee. High amounts of caffeine can boost cortisol levels and intensify the effects of stress on the body. It's important to pay attention to how your body reacts to caffeine. You might need to cut back or try herbal tea instead if you're feeling stressed. Okay? Ayan pa, improve your sleeping hygiene. Okay? Sleep deprivation can contribute to higher stress levels, and stress can also contribute to poor sleep quality, ultimately compounding stress. Eh, yun po, sorry, pero ako talaga yata, I thrive on stress. I eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And also because I only sleep 3 to 4 hours a day. Today, I slept 4.5 hours. This is actually already an advancement. The other day, kasi measure ko dito, laging poor sleep. Hindi po talaga ako sanay matulog ng longer than 4 hours. But if I do, I wake up feeling very nanglalambot and nahihilo. Parang sumobra yung tulog ko. But I know it's not healthy. I know it's not right. I'm a ticking time bomb. Some people. But that's how I've lived all these years na ganun lang ang tulog. But I'm trying to improve 4.5, 5 hours, unti-unti po. Okay? If you have trouble getting that amount of sleep, taking 2 naps that are no longer than 30 minutes each, 1 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon, has been shown to help decrease stress and offset the negative effects that sleep deprivation has on the immune system. Yun pala. Ginagawa ko po yun. Every now and then, nag-break ako 30 minutes, pahinga. So, pwede pala yun, 30 minutes sa umaga, 30 minutes sa gabi, sa hapon. Okay? Kasi we're aiming for 9 hours of sleep, pero ideally, hindi ko po yan nagagawa. Alright? So, again, we said try yoga, consider acupuncture, okay? And a lot of patients swear by this, but feeling calmer and sleeping better are some of the touted benefits of acupuncture. Getting outside and spending some time in nature also can help relieve stress, improve your mood, and boost feelings of happiness and well-being. Ano pa? Listen to music, okay? Playing your favorite tunes can also reduce your stress levels. Totoo naman, maraming tao nakaka-release ng stress sa music. Upbeat music may be helpful as a mood booster, while slower music can help to quiet your mind and calm you down, and relax your muscles, and release stress. So lastly, seek support and connection. Okay? Being isolated can cause increase in cortisol levels. Humans are meant to be social. So it's through our social connections that we keep our stress levels down. Yun nga, kung loner ka at like ka nakakulong, yan, lalo mong maiisip yung mga problema mo at saka yung triggers ng stress. If you can't be with a friend or loved one in person, a phone call or mga Zoom meeting can help you stay connected. Okay? So, ngayon na sinabi ko na sa inyo itong mga tips na to, let's get started po. Pick one of these stress-busting strategies that I've just told you and start this week doing that. Okay? And another one for the following week. Pwede bang lahat-lahat sa isang araw? Pwede kung kaya nyo. But put reminders on personalized week-to-week planning for combating stress. When you build on these behaviors, you will be boosting your confidence and empower you to continue creating a lifestyle with lower levels of stress and improved health and well-being. Ako po, my choice to relieve my stress is to cook. Ayun po, to cook. Mag-ayos mag-organize ng things, mga gagawin. Of course, and to work. I mean, work for me, of course, I would never see work as stressful. Kasi nga, for me, challenge yan talaga. I like to be busy. I get busy. I get bored when I'm not busy. I'd rather be busy than bored. Ayan po ang aking sa mga motto ko. So with this po, I'd like to end today's episode. Pasensya na lang po, kanina na naman nagkaroon ako ng technical glitch. Thank you so much for joining me today here at Buhay Online. At po, kita-kita po tayo. Bukas po, Friday po, meron pa pong Buhay Online. Maraming salamat for joining me. Those people who have stayed, pasensya na po yung aking mga technical difficulties. At the end of the day, 3 things should remain in our lives po. Huwag kalimutan. Faith, hope, and love. Faith, pananampalataya, hope, pag-asa, at pagmamahal. This has been Jay Bautista for Buhay Online. We'll see each other po tomorrow. We'll be back. Thank you very much and have a good day and enjoy your lunch, everyone.
Inyong natunghayan at napakinggan ang mga makabagong pamamaraan sa mundo ng online sa pamamagitan pa rin ng Broad Stream Cast Communicators. Hanggang sa muli, maraming salamat po.